So there's some really important elements to calculating the surface area of a prism. So the first is this capital P, which stands for the perimeter of the base. So if you were to add up the lengths of all of the sides of the base, that's what the P stands for, the perimeter of the base. H is the height, which we talked about, is that perpendicular distance that connects the two bases. So it's going to make a right angle with both of your bases. It's perpendicular to both of your bases. It's connecting the two bases. And then B is the area of the base. So whatever shape your base is, this situation it's a trapezoid, whatever shape the base is, you're going to calculate the area of that base, and that becomes your capital B. So there's two things we're going to ask you for: lateral surface area and total surface area, or just surface area. If we ask you for the lateral surface area, it's the sum of all of the lateral faces, and we're not going to include the two bases. So lateral is everything except the two bases. You do not include the bases in the lateral surface area. So the formula for finding the lateral surface area of a prism is the perimeter of the base times the height of the prism. The perimeter of the base times the height of the prism, which makes sense. Lateral surface area is just a bunch of parallelograms. It's just a bunch of these rectangles. So I am technically finding the area of this rectangle plus the area of this rectangle plus the area of this rectangle plus the area of this back rectangle. So that's just this length times this height, the length times that same height, this length times that same height, this length times that same height, because these heights are all the same. So instead of like calculating those four rectangles individually, it would be the same thing to just add up all of the lengths of the base and then multiply those by the height. So it's the perimeter of the base times the height. So the surface area, or the total surface area, if it doesn't say the word lateral, that means that it's the total surface area. So it has to specify lateral for it to be lateral. So if it just says surface area, that's the total surface area. The total surface area is the lateral surface area plus the two bases. So you add the two bases, the area of the two bases, to whatever you got for the lateral surface area. So you're just going to add on the top and the bottom base. In this example, find the lateral and total surface area for this prism. Well, this is a rectangular prism, and we talked about how it's hard to tell which one's the base in a rectangular prism since all of the faces are rectangles. So let's go ahead and just say, okay, this bottom rectangle is my base. These are my two bases. Okay, so my lateral surface area is the perimeter of the base, which the perimeter of the base is going to be 15 plus 8 plus 15 plus 8. So the perimeter of the base is 46. And then the height is what's connecting those two bases. So your height is 10. And so your lateral surface area is going to be the perimeter of the base, which is 46, times the height of the prism, which is 10, which is 460 inches squared. And so then your total surface area, I'm just going to take that lateral surface area and I'm going to add the two bases. So the area of the base is just 15 times 8. And I have two of those. I have the bottom rectangle and I have the top rectangle. So I'm just going to add 2 times 15 times 8 is 240. Sorry, I'm just adding that to my lateral surface area to get my total surface area to be 700 inches squared.